Ever had a brilliant product idea, but no clue where to start without spending months building it? What if we told you that launching a product doesn't need to be expensive, time-consuming, or even complete? That's right. You can launch faster, smarter, and cheaper with something called an MVP. And no, it's not just a buzzword used by startups. It's the secret sauce behind many successful businesses today. Stay with us till the end, because this might just change the way you build products forever. First, let's understand what is an MVP. MVP stands for Minimum Viable Product. It's the simplest version of your product that still delivers real value to users. You're not building the entire dream product right away. You're just creating enough to test your idea in the real world. Here's the secret: an MVP is not about perfection. It's about progress. It helps you see if people actually want your product before you invest too much time, money, or energy. For example, imagine a ride-sharing app. The MVP version might just let drivers and riders connect, no ride-sharing pools, no premium features. Just the core feature, booking a ride. Once people start using it and loving it, you can improve and expand later. The term MVP was made popular by Eric Ries through the lean startup methodology, and it's all about learning fast and failing smart. Now, let's talk about how MVPs help different roles in product development. 1. MVP in product management. If you're a product manager, an MVP is your decision-making tool. It helps answer questions like, does this feature solve a real problem? Is this what the market wants? Here is an example: a product manager at a SaaS company might release a basic version of a new analytics tool with core tracking features. If users find it valuable, the team can add advanced features like AI-based predictions later. 2. MVP for project managers. In project management, an MVP represents a deliverable milestone that ensures the team stays on track and aligns with stakeholder expectations. It's a way to manage scope and resources effectively. For example, a project manager overseeing a mobile app development project might focus on launching a working version with essential features like login and basic navigation, leaving advanced features for future phases. 3. MVP for business analysts. For business analysts, an MVP is a framework to gather data and validate assumptions. It helps in identifying user needs and ensuring the solution is aligned with business goals. For example, a business analyst might propose creating a simple landing page to gauge interest in a new service before investing in a full-fledged product. 4. MVP for software developers. In software development, an MVP is a functional prototype that prioritizes usability and core functionality. Developers focus on building a product that works without unnecessary complexities. For example, a developer building an e-commerce site's MVP might include product listings and a basic checkout system, leaving features like wishlists or product recommendations for later. 5. MVP for startups. In a startup, an MVP is the first tangible version of your product that addresses a specific problem for your target audience with the least amount of resources. For startups, the MVP acts as a testing ground to gauge market interest, secure early adopters, and attract investors. For example, a food delivery startup might launch an MVP by offering delivery services for a small, specific area using a simple mobile app and a small fleet of drivers. This allows them to test demand and refine their operations before expanding. It's not about building big, it's about building smart. 6. MVP for UI/UX designers. In UI/UX, an MVP focuses on delivering a functional and user-friendly interface that solves the core problem for users without unnecessary complexity. The goal is to design an experience that demonstrates the value of the product while allowing for rapid feedback and iteration. For example, a fitness app MVP might include basic features like logging workouts and tracking progress with a simple, intuitive interface, but exclude advanced features like social sharing or AI-based workout recommendations. Why? Because early user feedback helps shape better experiences. Now let's see the role of minimum viable products in Agile software development. Agile is all about delivering value early and often, and MVPs fit right in. In Agile, you don't wait to launch a perfect product. You build in short sprints, releasing usable increments frequently. MVPs allow Agile teams to test quickly, validate fast, and pivot easily if something's not working. For example, after each sprint, teams gather feedback from real users. That feedback is gold. It helps improve the product in real time, reducing waste and increasing value. So, MVPs in Agile aren't just deliverables, they're the heartbeat of learning and adapting. Now let's look at some myths about MVP. Validation, speed to market, and basic features define an MVP, but let's not confuse it with a test product or a shortcut to production. Here's a quick guide to what an MVP is not. First, MVP is not just a speedy solution, and MVP isn't about rushing to deliver. It should be thoughtfully designed to meet user needs while maintaining quality and setting a foundation for future growth. Next, MVP is not a proof of concept, POC. While a POC shows your idea is feasible, an MVP tests whether it resonates with users. Think of the MVP as the next step beyond proving your concept works. Next, MVP is not a rough draft, and MVP isn't a rough sketch. It's a functional and refined version that demonstrates value to users, albeit with minimal features. Next, MVP is not the final product, and MVP is the starting point, not the finished product. It's built for learning and improvement, not for immediate perfection. Next, MVP is not the same as a minimum marketable product, MMP. An MVP is created to test and learn, whereas an MMP is polished and ready for broader market launch. They serve distinct purposes. Next, MVP is not just a testing tool, and MVP is more than just a tool to validate an idea. It's a stepping stone to understanding user behavior and refining your product vision. Next, MVP is not a shortcut to success. Building an MVP requires strategy and effort. It's not a quick hack, but a deliberate process aimed at minimizing risk and maximizing learning. Next, MVP is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and MVP must be tailored to your target audience and business goals. It's not a generic solution that works for every scenario. Last but not the least, MVP is not about ignoring user experience. Even in its simplest form, an MVP should deliver a good user experience. It's not an excuse to skip on usability or design. Let's take a quick recap. An MVP is your smartest first step. You build just enough to learn what users want. You focus on value, not volume. You save time, money, and stress by listening before scaling. Whether you're a startup founder, a product manager, or a curious developer, an MVP gives you the power to validate, iterate, and succeed. And when combined with Agile practices, MVPs become a powerhouse for innovation and customer satisfaction. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and press the bell for more insights like this. Got an MVP idea you're working on? Drop it in the comments, we'd love to hear about it. And if you're serious about building great products, check out our recommended playlists on product management and Agile, linked below. Thanks for watching, and remember, build smart, start small, learn fast.